play for a share of $100,000 in cash and prizes every month at Club WPT.
Of course, the king queens, the king jacks, you know, the suited broadways.
That's
So
really
I think Kavzagan should find a call here, but I think that it is within the realm of possibility that he makes a tight laydown.
You're dominating just a little bit too much to justify folding.
There it is.
So good call there, I think. King on the flop. Queen on the turn. Kind of helpful. So Kazvagan needs now one of the 4 jacks remaining in the deck. To get there, he has about a 9% chance to knock out Sorel. And he does not do it. So full double for Sorel Mizzy. He's right back in the hunt. Let's see if Sorel elects to raise as well with the 9-3 offsuit.
And like you talked about, when you have the bottom of your range, you know, really little to no equity hand in the big blind facing a limp, expecting so many limp folds.
Many of the best players in the world using the same play, and you just don't do it, it implies they're probably doing something that you may not be doing, and you should try to figure out how to implement that into your game. And right here, I can pretty much guarantee you Sorel's going to raise with all of his good hands, aces, kings, queens, jacks, whatever. Maybe he slow plays aces, but all of his best hands. And then some of the absolute garbage. That way, Pesh has no clue if he's raising with the nuts or with nothing. And when Sorel has the nuts, he can easily call a limp shove. And when he has nothing, he can easily fold. This time, though, he does get called by Pesh, who has a very clear limp calling hand. King 8 suited should flop well enough. Now, does Sorel find a bluff? Remember, Sorel has ace queen, ace 10, king queen, queen jack maybe. Pocket queens, pocket tens, lots and lots of nut hands.
Pesh not loving this board, but he is beating the air range that, you know, is certainly in Sorel's range, so he is going to continue here.
And notice here that if Pesh thinks Sorel is just really tight and nitty, then he could just fold the flop. But because he knows Sorel is raising all the garbage as well, he can't just check fold this king high, which is not a great hand on this board, obviously.
Because it's the kind of card that Sorel would rep to get Pesh to fold hands like 10-9. Face a decision on the river. I think that's probably what we should expect.
Do we ever think he folds to a river jam? Because notice, in this scenario, Pesh has almost no nut hands in his range, but Sorel has lots of nut hands in his range. But this king 8 is one of the best hands Pesh can have.
Not completely true, because Pesh does have jack 9 in his range.
Sure, okay. Does he go for it? No. I wonder if it would have worked. I'm betting it wouldn't.
I'm betting it wouldn't either.
But we'll never know. It's a pretty good return on investment. They're giving away 3 of those seats. You can use code WPTPG to get in. Keep gambling enjoyable. Please play responsibly. You have to be 18 or older to play, and terms and conditions apply. So get in there, win your way into the Caribbean poker party, hang out with me and Griffin and all the other great players who are going to be there. It only costs a penny to get in. I can't think of any better way to get in. So here, Kazvagan opens it up with the king 9. Sorel defends.
Super ideal spot here for Sorel. Hitting his 3-outer, but also being so short stacked. Every pot is so important to him. And that's a brilliant turn card because it obviously makes it less likely that he has a king.
The only way this would be any better if there was not a jack on the flop.
Yeah.
But Kazvagan has to pay turn, I think.
Not finding that Pesh fold.
No. Pesh would just fold there. Just lose 2 big blinds with his good hand.
Bad river here for Sorel because of the hand that Kavzagan has. Shouldn't expect Kavzagan to pay off here. As you can see, there's almost 2 million in the pot, so I would imagine Sorel is just going to put in the rack. Hoping to get called by a hand like Queen 10, Queen Jack, Ace Queen.
Board. You beat almost nothing, right? Notice that 10-9 bluffs got there. Ace 10 got there. Ace Queen got there. You really lose to so many hands. So many hands. Pesh with a great hand.
And he's mixing in the limp.
And the purpose of the limping is to limp and then call a reasonable raise. Now, we saw Patrick earlier make a big raise. I think it was Patrick who made a big raise, a 5.5 big blind raise over the limp. So
the other thing, too, is that he hates to to raise fold this hand to Sorel's big blind, 20, small line 20, big blind shove, you know.
Right.
And Sorel's going to shove a lot of, you know, queen jacks, king jacks, stuff that he's actually, you know, ahead of doing well against.
And by clipped, you mean he has 0% equity.
Yeah, yeah. Which
Are clipped and dead the same thing?
I think so.
Okay.
No, I'd say dead is more. Yeah, but
Oh no, he has 2%.
Yeah, he has 2%.
Give him 2%, not dead. He can get that 2 and 2 or jack and jack.
well, it was 2% because he was still in the hand. So
Ah.
0. They were chopping the. They were chopping the.
He can get a jack and a 2 as well, although 2 of those are dead. Give him a 2 for fun. On the bigger side.
Thing is that I don't necessarily think he does want to bet on the bigger side because if you think about what kind of hands Patrick can really have, most likely that Patrick has a hand like 7-6 or you know, like a worse club draw, and he wants those hands to continue, especially the worst flush draws.
But those are
and that's exactly what's happening.
Those are going to call more than 250K though.
I mean, if he had bet 800K on the turn and he had Jack Deuce of clubs, he's not always.
Okay.
I mean, he might call that one because it's also a wheel draw.
Yeah.
But like, let's just say he has like Jack 9 of clubs or something.
He does just check
Oh my
call.
God, he just calls. Wow. Pesh definitely wishing he had.
See there, Emma has used none of her time chips. Most players have not used very many time chips today. Kazvagan raises, but I think the dealer had to say something to him, which kind of makes me think he probably didn't raise enough. Because the blinds
But he's
just went
got
up.
quite a nice hand.
One live read that is almost always accurate is that when someone doesn't put the right number of chips in the pot, they're usually excited because they have a good hand. I mean, your brain short circuits because you're so excited, right? You're like, oh, I'm going to win this hand. And he gets a pretty nice flop given his opponent's exact hand. This is a spot where I think you would typically just call. There is a lot of value in just cleaning up equity in this spot, though, because there are so many bad turn cards.
Thing
But-
is, it looks pretty strong. The Cavs you can bet. This is a huge turn card here, obviously for Patrick.
It does look strong, but we also remember that Kazvagan's kind of unpredictable, so maybe he just bets queen jack on the flop big.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows? Now, what happens? Kazvagan's clearly going to bet again.
Now, a lot of players would elect to lead this when they've turned 2 pair. I think Patrick, just with ICM considerations, maybe doesn't necessarily want to. But I'm just going to call.
Leading is always fine in these spots. Whenever you have way more nut hands in this scenario than Kazvagan, presumably.
Yeah.
Just because big blind should be defending all of this medium connected stuff. Once you sit there and think for more than
Now, the reason why I think that he might consider a lead here is because he has seen Kavzagan do some tighter checkbacks sometimes. Doesn't want him checking back 1 pair here. But he's getting the bet.
I'm not a big fan of how long
And he snaps it again.
I'm not a fan of how long he thought there. I think that made it look like he was considering something. And if you're considering something, it sort of implies you either have a really good made hand or total garbage.
There's the leaderboard. As you can see, we're getting a bit more shallow, so should expect some fire and fury, a couple eliminations.
So Pesh can either call or perhaps jam, but I like the call.
He wants
Jam
to-
would be big, of
Yeah.
course.
Check.
Emma electing to take the free card here.
10 seconds.
One thing it seems like Pesh does is he
150,000. Do something.
he goes for it, whatever it is. Sometimes it is a big fold, sometimes it is a bluff, but it seems like he is making the strong play in a lot of these
Yeah.
spots.
Player calls.
And strong doesn't always mean just aggressive.
It's an interesting bet size here. He bet 250 into 1.4 million, and maybe it was just his way of almost protecting his equity, saying like, I don't want this to get checked to the river. I think sometimes when I bet it, I'm going to get a fold, and if we do see a bet, I want to see the price set at 1/6 pot.
Yeah.
Tricky here.
I'm surprised at the tiny bluff here.
350,000.
So what is he trying to get to fold? He's trying to get random diamond hands to fold. He's trying to get low pair hands to fold, I guess.
Well, random diamond hands, king high might be good. I think he's targeting more like the 6 or a 5 to get them to fold.
I was thinking like ace high at diamonds.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, that's another one. Sorry.
The main random diamond in my
For
brain.
sure. Cut off to button on about you know, 22 big blinds, 24, maybe 23.
I think this is an all-in
Yeah.
spot
All
every
in.
time. Unless you think Kazbagan's really knitted up.
And this is disaster.
This is also an
Yushka
all-in
de
spot.
Silva.
Player raise all in.
He does go with it, of course. Easy fold by the King 10. And we're off to the races. Not really a race. Ooh.
Not ideal.
He needs only a 4. 2 outs left. Not quite. Well played by Pesh. I loved watching him play. Out in 5th place for 230,000 Canadian dollars.